This is the Audi RS3 LMS that Jay Hansen races in the Super Cheap Auto TCR Australia series. If you want one, you can go to your local Audi dealer or Melbourne Performance Centre directly and sign up to try your luck as a touring car star. But if that sounds a bit much for you, thankfully there's an alternative with number plates. This is the brand new Audi RS3 sedan, and it's finally arrived in Australia, and we're about to get behind the wheel and tell you what it's like. While it may not be quite as extreme as the TCR Racer, this new compact performance car is no slouch. Audi was determined to make this the fastest car in its class, besting the Mercedes-AMG A45's 0 to 100 time by just a tenth of a second. This performance comes thanks to its now iconic 2.5 litre 5-cylinder turbocharged engine that makes 294 kilowatts of power and 500 newton meters of torque. But Audi also wanted to make it the sharpest handling RS3 yet, and to that end, the company made some radical changes. The old all-wheel drive system that had served the RS3 fine for several generations was thrown away, and in its place comes the all-new RS torque splitter. In relatively simple terms, Audi describes it as a pair of multi-disc clutches on the rear axle that allows for active and fully variable torque vectoring between the rear wheels. The idea is that this helps the car turn more sharply in the corners, with the added benefit of allowing for a drift mode that allows you to slide the rear of the car around if you want to do your best Ken Block impression. But that's enough of the technical details. What's it like to drive? The first thing that really jumps out at you when you slide behind the wheel of this new RS3 is the interior design. It really is a huge leap forward from the old model, which granted was really nice in the day when it came out, but it started to show its age towards the end of its life. This really does feel like a very premium offering. You know, it may be a small car in size, but it really feels like a bigger, more polished vehicle when you look at the sort of the design details, the digital dash, the larger touchscreen, just the way these vents sort of really focus on the driver. It does make you feel like you're in a really driver-focused model. As you can probably see over my shoulder here, there's these red flashes on the seats. These are the option seats. You can get this color pack in either red or green if you wanted that little bit of extra flair in the cabin. But really, let's talk about driving, because that's what the RS3 is all about. I've been lucky enough to sample it on the track, have a go on the skid pan, doing some testing out the drift mode with the torque splitter, and now we're driving on Adelaide's beautiful hills to really experience what it's like, you know, in the real world where it's going to spend most of its time. That 5-cylinder engine is an icon for a reason. It sounds fantastic. It's still got that really, you know, it's a unique and really raughty noise, but obviously it pulls hard with all the performance that it has. You know, this thing feels very, very rapid. I mean, we were at the bend yesterday, driving on the track, and it was hauling down the front straight. I mean, it was almost as quick as the RS3 TCR, so it is not a slug. Audi is particularly proud of the fact that it is actually the fastest in its segment 0 to 100, just barely beating the Mercedes-AMG A45. But really, the key for this new car, particularly with all the focus around the torque splitter, is the handling. And, you know, does that new setup in the back there work? I'm going to say I think it does. You know, like I say, if you really want to go drifting, we had some fun on the skid pan, sliding it around, and you can, if that's your thing, it will do that. It's got that ability. But if in terms of just pure sort of hot hatch driving, this sort of twisty road, you know, weekend fun, it really does a great job. Because that torque vectoring is helping to rotate the car, turn it through the corner. It feels really sharp. It's got a good front end. The steering is nicely weighted and really responsive and direct. But then because that torque splitter is really helping the back of the car turn, you really can like tuck it into these corners with precision. It's a really, really fun car to just drive. I mean, it's for all the complexity, for all the, you know, the technology that's gone into it. At the end of the day, you end up with a fast, fun car. And that's what the RS3 has always been about. The new RS3 is available in both the traditional hatch, or sportback as Audi prefers, and the increasingly popular and stylish sedan. However, all this performance and luxury does come at a cost. The RS3 may be a small car, but it has a big price tag, with the RS3 Sportback starting at $91,391 and the sedan priced from $93,891. On the plus side, that's a lot cheaper than the TCR Racer, which reportedly costs around $250,000. And to be frank, having experienced both on the track on the same day, the RS3 with number plates doesn't feel like it's half as good. In fact, the new RS3 road car is without doubt the better choice, because it's quick enough for even serious drivers to relish on the track, but because it has number plates, you can enjoy it on the road too.